What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Purpose of Money channel. I'm super excited to have you here today, where I'm going to share with you all the reasons why I quit my good government job to become a full-time entrepreneur. Before we hop into that, guys, you know what to do. I want you to like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified every time I drop a new video. Thank you so much for the love, and share this podcast with anyone that needs to hear it. So, yes, a few months ago, I quit my good government job to pursue full-time entrepreneurship. I was in the government for 15 years, and through my career, I had the great opportunity to travel and live abroad in multiple countries. I served in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Quito, Ecuador, lived several years with my family in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and had an opportunity to explore the world and focus on world issues through my job. I had an exciting career where I was also able to travel overseas for short trips to do conferences and to meet other people. And for 2 years, I recruited people of color to join the government in much needed areas where more people of color were needed. So let me be clear, I had an amazing career that started pretty much when I was an undergrad, because I got this awesome scholarship that was related to the government, and they paid for 3 years of my school in exchange for 5 years of service. But after 5 years, I was still having a lot of fun, so I kept going, and my family and I lived abroad together and enjoyed opportunities where we could immerse in other cultures and travel a lot. Okay, so we had a good time, and we were having a good time, but here's some couple of reasons on why I quit. So in 2015, my family and I came back to the US after living 3 years in Dubai. And while we were there, we had another kiddo. So we expanded our family, and we decided we wanted to live in Virginia instead of Maryland, where we lived before. So we rented out our condo before we went to Dubai, and we just continue to rent it out today. So that's how we kept that passive income going and someone else paying the mortgage. But we also discovered a couple of other things. We really like living in Virginia, and we really needed the schools because I have a special needs son, and the schools in Virginia are just way better for him, and we're providing so many services for his needs. But I also have an older son, and my older son at the time was about to start kindergarten, and we wanted a place we could call home because honestly, my oldest had no idea where he was from. People would ask him in Dubai where he was from, and he would say America. He didn't have a state that he had a relationship or a true love for, and that was one of the reasons why we decided to go from overseas to move back home, so our kids would have some roots and build some personal identity. And while we were here, I discovered that I have a personal passion for personal finances. So in 2015, I started doing a savings challenge on Facebook to help people save, because I read an article that said people do not have $500 saved for an emergency. And so when they have an emergency that is over $500, it results in credit card debt, emergency loans, and payday loans. And I was like, let me help people save $500. Well, that passion to teach financial literacy on Facebook turned into me writing financial literacy blogs and being a freelance writer for other platforms, and then really encouraged me to create my own. So that's literally how the purposeofmoney.com was born. After I attended a conference called FinCon in Orlando, I pitched my company, and I started to really teach people financial literacy publicly, loud, and proud. And you would think that that was going to keep me busy as a side hobby for life, but actually I decided in 2023 to jump all in because my business had grown so much. So from 2016 to 2018, I really just did education online and some freelance writing. But in 2018, after attending FinCon, I launched thepurposeofmoney.com. I started to pursue brand sponsorships, and I was licensed at the time to sell life insurance. So I was building a business. And so from 2016, when I got licensed in life insurance, until the present, I was building up clients, I was building up a firm, and then I started to get people interested in working with me and my firm. So over the years, 2020 was the pivotal year for me because 2020 COVID hit and everybody was worried about, do they have life insurance? Do they have enough life insurance? Or what the heck is life insurance? So I did tons of virtual summits, conferences, and even grew my client base in 2020 because the pandemic really woke people up to the need on why they need to have their affairs in order. So 2020, not only did I expand, I hired my first virtual assistant, I hired my first coach, and they helped me scale my business to the next level. Where in 2021, I focused a lot on building partnerships, additional revenue streams for the business, and so much more. So by 2022, I was like exhausted because I was going to my 9 to 5 during the day, working a full-time job, dealing with people, dealing with the government, which can sometimes be stressful. And I was doing my business at night and before I went to work. So I was basically always on. The other big thing to keep in mind is that I was having to hire more and more people to cover tasks in the business that I couldn't take the time to do because I was working. And I started to notice that there were just so many things I wanted to scale and I wanted to build, but my job was literally in the way. So 2022, I kind of put in my head this goal to retire from my job by July of 2023. And so I started to put the steps in place. I started to think about, what do I need to do? What am I going to get if I quit or resign or retire? And what does that actually look like? So I started to literally build the foundation necessary to leave my job. But this video is about why I quit. So we're going to focus on that. And you'll have to catch another video where I talk about the steps I took to build my foundation. Okay, so look forward to a part 2 soon. But anyway, so in that year, I started asking a lot of questions. I went to my HR, asking them a lot of questions, and I really learned a couple of things. Even though I was in a good government job, I was going to be forced to go back overseas because my agency was for foreign affairs and I was meant to be overseas doing that job. I'd already basically gotten 7 years in the US and I was about to hit 8, which was our max. And I would have needed a lot of exceptions to remain in the country. And I really didn't want to go through those exceptions. The other thing is my family was comfortable. My kids were in great schools. They are thriving, both my typical son and my special needs son. And I have an amazing husband who loves his job too. And he's doing really well there. And although he was able to do his job in Dubai, he wasn't necessarily looking to move again and have to start new relationships with a new foreign firm. So when I looked at those factors, I said to myself, I need to set myself up for success and I need a plan B. So that's when I started to focus on the business, really scaling it, really growing it so that I could wholeheartedly take the leap responsibly. So the last thing that sealed the deal for me personally is in January of 2023, my church did a 5-day fast. And in those 5 days, I prayed for clarity, vision, and direction. And I got so many things in 1 week: new clients, referrals, and really clear on what I could do if I was able to do my job full time. Then a friend of mine asked me, was I interested in doing a 40-day fast with her church? And I was like, you know what? This 5-day fast went so well. I think I am. And I'd never done a 40-day fast before. I had no idea if I was going to be able to make it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to say yes. And I did. And in that 40 days of fasting and praying, I got the answer. Clarity on exactly what I was supposed to do, which was to go all in my business, knowing that it was already making sufficient income to pay my bills and it was already making a huge impact on people's lives. And that's what I wanted to do. And so with a calm mind, finances in order, which I will explain how I did all that, and clear direction from God, I quit. April 28th was my last day in the government after 15 years of service. I decided to take everything with me, including my benefits, which are still tucked away in their accounts, growing for me, my retirement accounts and all that. But it was really good to know I had a choice, right? And I could leave my good government job knowing that my business could support my family, knowing that my husband was comfortable with the decision we made together, and knowing that I could now control my days and my time and use my days and time to scale my business. So, long story short, after 15 years, I did say bye-bye, government. But I did it for all the right reasons that were good for my family. And I hope that you stay tuned and watch part 2, because I'm going to share with you exactly what steps I took to get our finances in order so I could do the leap with confidence. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like it, share it, and subscribe. And please leave a comment below as to what most inspired you after listening to Why I Quit. Until next time, guys, keep building generational wealth. Bye-bye.